What's going on, guys? Fun with Knives back again, and today we're looking at the SOG Seal Pup Elite. If you remember, I got this knife from Apostle P in my little prize package. And frankly, this was the knife I was most excited about. I immediately wanted to get this on my belt and get some use on it, and I finally done that. And I definitely have an opinion about it. Now, like most SOG products that I have used or come into contact with, I have lots of good here and quite a bit of bad. And we'll talk about all that. But first, I guess we need to get the specs out of the way. So we have a 4.85 inch blade length, 4.65 inch handle, and then the overall length is right around 9.5 inches. Blade thickness on this guy is a stocky 0.19. Very robust blade. Handle thickness was not given to me, but we're going to guess around 0.6. It's not ultra thick, but it definitely feels like more than half an inch. And weight on this guy, 5.4 ounces, and that's got to be without the sheath. You can add another 2-3 ounces onto that. So we'll say around 8 ounces for the entire package, maybe a little bit more. So not your lightest weight option in this size class, but it's not a tank. It's not uncomfortable to carry. So aesthetically speaking, I think this knife looks awesome. I do. It sort of has that World War II combat knife look to it. And I think it's the combination of that clip point. It's a fairly straight design, and it has those kind of faux double handguards. So this is designed, and I think intended to be used as a combat knife. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't have any combat tasks that I need knives for. But, I mean, I think most of us like the look of combat knives, and this knife can definitely be used for more than that, so that's what we're going to talk about. This blade is full tang. It is encased in plastic here down on the handle. It is AUS 8 steel. See SOG Seal Pup Elite written on that flat, and on the back side we have Taiwan. Nearly sterile on this side. But AUS 8 is a decent steel. I mean, that's the best I can say for it. It's decent across the board. It's got okay edge retention, okay corrosion resistance. It's fairly easy to sharpen. I think they should have chose something different, but SOG seems to like the AUS 8. Now, the blade itself, I think, looks freaking sweet. That clip point looks aggressive. You can see cool swedge where that light's hitting. Pretty deep swedge as it is, too. You got your kind of your hump right here. And then I know these ridges or these jimping serve a purpose. You can do scraping tasks with it, you know, get your tinder ready for a fire, that kind of thing. I just never had a big use for them. And yes, of course, it can be used with your finger on kind of a draw cut. Sorry, I'm bumping the camera here. But to me, they're more for aesthetic purposes. They look all right, but I know they serve a functional purpose, and maybe you guys will get more functionality out of them. As I said before, this is over 4 inches in blade length, around 4.85, so we'll say that maybe that's 4 inches of cutting edge. It seems about right. This blade has one big problem. It's robust, it looks cool, but the edge is entirely too thick. It is so wide behind the edge that this knife lends itself to be very good at a couple of tasks, but not very good at other ones. For example, this is one of the last knives I would choose out of my collection to cut open an apple, do some food preparation. I mean, do some of these things that you want a knife to do. Now, what is a thick edge good for? Durability. I mean, I don't think I could do anything to this edge to really hurt it. I mean, chipping or rolling this edge is going to be very unlikely. Batoning, this thing is phenomenal. It doesn't span a whole lot of wood, but if you do want to baton with it, that thick edge really separates that wood and gets that batoning done a lot faster. You can see, and the reason for this thick edge is that we have a mid-hollow grind. So we're starting from full thickness right here, right at that grind line, at 0.19 inches, and immediately going down to a thick edge, which means that in under an inch, we're going from 0.19 inches down to the apex, which is just not ideal for cutting tasks. And that being said, this is designed as a fighting knife and is supposed to be ultra tough, which I think it is. One surprisingly good aspect of this knife is the coating. This has a tie knife finish on it. It's a black coating, and it does come off a little bit more charcoal gray, but the coating is awesome. Like I said, I did baton with this knife. I did some whittling, some feather stick making, all your basic fixed blade tasks for, fire preparation. I did some penetrating tasks. I mean, just anything I could put this knife through, I tried to. And the coating came out on top. I mean, if you guys get a good look at that, there's barely any scuffs on it. There's the little ones right here. But I mean, very impressive coating at this price point. Let's move down to the handle. Guys, I'm not super fond of this handle. But let's talk about why. This is glass-filled nylon. The material itself is okay for me. Not perfect, but it is nicely checkered. It's got kind of that diamond texture all over it. And of course, it does say SOG on every angle of this knife, so you guys know who made it. Large lanyard hole here. And this knife handle does really lock you in. It's textured, feels good in the hand if you're going to be using it in a hammer grip. If you're going to be using a knife like this, it's just fine. But as soon as you want to change that grip up, say do kind of a saber grip like this, that top handguard is just annoying. I'm not a big fan of top handguards. I never have been. And it kind of gets in the way of being a versatile ergonomic handle. Now you can of course reach over the top handguard, but again, that just takes a little bit of practice. And I wish if I wasn't giving this knife away, I'd consider shaving that down so it's flush with the top of the spine of the knife. But that's just kind of what you get with a combat style knife, I guess. You do have 4 individual finger choils for your fingers there, and yes, it does feel pretty decent in a reverse grip. Now, I do not have huge hands. I said have large size hands for gloves, but this handle seems a little bit short. You're rocking right around 4.5 inches, and it's fine in a hammer grip, but as soon as you want to change things up, I'm running out of room. So I wish I had a little bit longer of a handle, and that top handguard was gone. And of course, it didn't say SOG everywhere, but it's kind of what you get when you buy a SOG. Now, this knife does have a saving grace, and that is this awesome sheath. This is a plastic sheath, thermoplastic, I don't know what you want to call it, glass-filled nylon, but the sheath, I think, outsurpasses the quality of the knife itself. You can see here, there's reinforced grommet holes all over it. Hooks on with 4 bolts that holds on your belt attachment. Now, this knife does have a detent within the plastic sheath, and it does not seem to rattle a whole lot. Let me see if I can snap these together so you guys aren't hearing that part. Doesn't seem to be any sound to it, which is awesome. The fit in there is nice, but you do have a Velcro and button combo snap here that will hold the knife in absolutely. That means you can run this vertical on maybe a backpack strap, something like that. And even if that knife gets out of the plastic, it's not going anywhere, which is awesome. I love the sheath. I love that the ballistic nylon attachment that goes on your belt, you can take off. So you can take this knife off your belt without taking off your entire belt. That Velcro seems to hold on pretty firmly, and it kind of serves as a drop leg holster, meaning that your belt's going to go through here and the knife's going to sit a couple inches lower. It's not going to be stabbing you in the hip as you walk around. So all in all, the sheath is phenomenal. It really is. And of course, it does say SOG. Another thing about the blade, it does seem to have a 90-degree spine, at least back here, so you can throw some sparks with that. So do I recommend this knife? I think that's all we need to talk about. The blade, the handle, the sheath. Sheath is great. The blade looks cool, not the most functional. The handle's a little bit too short. Do I recommend this knife? Nope. No, I do not. It's not a terrible knife. I don't even think it's a bad knife. I just think for the price point of anywhere from $70 to $100, this knife is not worth it. The Osate steel is, it's okay. I mean, the size is fine, the sheath is great, the weight's okay, but it doesn't really excel in any category. Maybe combat, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to use my knives for that. But I mean, as far as bushcraft style tasks go, I mean, getting stuff ready for fires, building shelters, I mean, throwing sparks, this is going to be just okay at that. Food preparation, it's not going to be the best. I mean, this is a little bit too big for EDC, but maybe some of your harder tasks, if you want to pry with your knife, you want to baton, very dense pieces of wood, or you want to, get through a car door, maybe this will work for you. But to me, this is not well suited to my lifestyle. And I'll show you a competitive option made by the same company at a far lower price point that I think is. If you guys haven't entered the giveaway, by the way, and you're watching almost 10 minutes in, I highly suggest you do so because this knife is being given away. Maybe you guys will have an awesome place for it in your system. How about the SOG Field Pup 1. I got this knife for $20, and I'm loving it. It is not perfect by any means, but for what I bought it for, what I need it for, this knife is awesome. So if you contrast that with this $80, what is this, a Seal Pup Elite, and you have this Field Pup here with I think this is a faux fake leather sheath. Maybe it might be real, who knows. Either way, at 20 bucks, I mean, this knife is not 4 times the knife. So if you wanted a SOG fixed blade in around the same category for camp, light chores around the campsite, doing hiking stuff, day hikes, even a larger fixed blade EDC, I would definitely go this route. In fact, if this knife had this style sheath, this thing would be a home run. I would be, recommending it everywhere, even though I haven't done the review on it. So that's my little look at the SOG Seal Pup Elite. Again, I'm getting the same kind of vibe from SOG as a company. Cool looking designs, less than desirable performance, less than desirable materials, and some fit and finish issues. So this one didn't seem to have too much, but I mean, at 80, 90 bucks, you shouldn't be seeing the molding lines on the plastic and things like that. There's just quality control issues that SOG needs to get right, and definitely they need to drop their prices on their things just a little bit. Everyone knows that a lot of SOG's products are overpriced. So thanks for watching, guys. That's it. And remember, have fun with your knives.